Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. City News Everywhere reports that former Environment Minister Catherine McKenna has strongly criticized the leaders of Canada's oil industry, accusing them of taking us for fools and jeopardizing both the nation's economy and environment. Her comments come after Canada's 2024 greenhouse gas inventory revealed that oil and gas production was the only sector to increase its emissions. McKenna highlighted that these largely foreign-owned companies are escalating emissions, demanding Canadian taxpayers fund pollution cleanups and pipelines they won't invest in themselves. She alleged they profit from global conflicts like the wars in Russia, Ukraine, and Iran, with Canadian companies gaining an extra $170 million daily from the Iran war alone, yet funnel these profits to CEOs and mostly American shareholders who support Donald Trump. Stressing the global shift towards renewable energy, McKenna questioned the rationale behind increasing oil and gas production, which has seen oil sands output rise over 900% since 1990. She urged Canada to transition to EVs, heat pumps, and solar energy for long-term economic competitiveness and environmental benefit. McKenna also accused major oil companies of greenwashing and spreading disinformation, a claim echoed by former Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault regarding the Oil Sands Alliance's carbon neutrality project. The Oil Sands Alliance and the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers declined to comment. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced a significant reversal on a controversial decision to purchase a government plane, stating that the province will now move to sell the newly acquired aircraft. Just days after revealing plans for the nearly $30 million private jet, Ford acknowledged public concerns regarding the timing and cost of the purchase. In a statement to CTV News, Ford said, "Despite the best of intentions, I have heard and agree that now is not the right time for the expense of a government plane. The province is now working with Bombardier and other partners to offload the pre-owned 2016 Challenger 650 as quickly as possible." This marks a sharp departure from the government's initial justification, which framed the jet as a tool for economic outreach, fighting tariffs, and attracting investments. Critics, including Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles and interim Liberal leader John Fraser, had slammed the purchase as terrible timing and out of touch given the struggles faced by Ontarians. City News Everywhere reports that Canada Post's decision to discontinue door-to-door mail delivery in favor of community mailboxes is sparking concern among seniors and their advocates. Janet Weiss, a 79-year-old resident of Calgary who writes hundreds of letters annually, described the change as life-changing, expressing fears it will lead to increased isolation and pose significant safety risks for individuals with mobility challenges. Having recently undergone a hip replacement, Weiss highlights the dangers of navigating icy and snowy driveways to reach a community mailbox. The move is part of Canada Post's multi-year strategy to counteract billions in losses due to declining letter mail volumes. The corporation has initiated preliminary work to transition approximately 4 million addresses over 5 years, beginning with 13 communities in late 2026 and early 2027. The Canadian Association of Retired Persons, CARP, echoes these concerns, particularly for rural members and those with mobility issues, vowing to ensure Canada Post's accommodation program for home delivery is widely known and effectively implemented for vulnerable individuals. CTV News reports that Vancouver's Filipino community will host a day of togetherness this Sunday to remember, celebrate, and mourn victims of the tragic vehicle ramming attack at the Lapu Day Festival almost a year ago. That attack, on April 26, 2025, killed 11 people and injured dozens more. The event will be held at the Italian Cultural Center in East Vancouver, with enhanced safety planning, including a heavy police presence and vehicle barriers, as confirmed by Const. Darren Wong. While organizer Filipino BC believes coming together is an important part of healing, the initiative faces opposition from some survivors and victims' relatives, like Alejandro Samper, who lost his entire immediate family and feels it reopens wounds. Mabel Elmore, MLA, will not attend to respect their wishes. A provincial report following last year's tragedy recommended risk assessments for all public events and a provincial information sharing hub to enhance safety. Global News reports that two First Nations in Manitoba, Peguis First Nation and Fisher River Cree Nation, have declared states of emergency in anticipation of potential extensive flooding. Higher temperatures combined with recent snowfall are expected to cause water levels in the Fisher River to exceed its banks in the coming days, necessitating evacuations. Peguis Chief Stan Bird stated that the flood risk is now a certainty, potentially mirroring the 2022 event, which saw over 1,000 people evacuated. Fisher River Cree Nation is protecting flood-prone homes and infrastructure with sandbagging, super sandbags, and tiger dams. Both communities emphasize that the health and safety of their residents are at risk due to potential road closures and hydro outages. The Canadian Red Cross is augmenting preparation work, providing supplies like warm gear, protective equipment, cots, and warming tents, and collaborating with Global Medic on flood barrier placement. Residents are advised to stay calm and monitor official communication channels for updates. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.